Which extinct species would you bring back, if you have the power? Mammoths. People are working on a modern mammoth to fit in the ecosystem of a warmer Siberia. Why do we even need a warmer Siberia? Make Siberia cold again. Big A dragonflies. I'm trying to tame a helicopter. How to train your dragonfly. Regular dragonflies have a 97% success rate when hunting. Having them be small is probably best. The dodo looks like it'd be delicious. That just sounds like extinction but with extra steps. Why? Do you think there'd be 500 million chickens in the US if they weren't delicious? Realistically speaking, what caused the extinction of the dodo is the fact that we discovered them before we discovered factory farming. The moa. How cool would that be? And the giant eagle that used to eat them. Too. How else would we get them to empty doom when they wage war on Australia? Tasmanian tiger. Their extinction wasn't necessary. They're freaking cool. And bringing them back won't damage the ecosystem and in fact could possibly improve it. Some people believe that they aren't extinct, just extremely endangered, and that the Australian government is keeping things hush hush to protect the last remaining few. One of the few positive conspiracy theories, considering how absolutely vast the Australian wilderness is and how some species just don't pop up for decades like the Nothamimesha or dinosaur ant. I like to believe this conspiracy. Of course, ants are a lot easier to hide than Tasmanian tigers. Trilobites. Just look at horseshoe crabs. They are the current closest thing. Trilobites are freaking epic. Effing pterodactyls. Those things seem awesome. I'd love to ride one. Regular pterodactyls you can ride. Effing pterodactyls ride you. Okay. Try to imagine yourself in the Cretaceous period. You get your first look at this 6-foot turkey as you enter a clearing. He moves like a bird, lightly, bobbing his head, and you keep still because you think that maybe his visual acuity is based on movement like T-Rex. He'll lose you if you don't move. But no, not Velociraptor. You stare at him, and he just stares right back, and that's when the attack comes. Not from the front, but from the side, from the other Pteraptors you didn't even know were there, because Velociraptor's a pack hunter. You see, he uses coordinated attack patterns and he is out in force today, and he slashes at you with this A6-inch retractable claw, like a razor, on the middle toe. He doesn't bother to bite your jugular like a lion. Say, no, he slashes at you here, or here, maybe across the belly, spilling your intestines. The point is, you are alive when they start to eat you. Edit. I know the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park is inaccurate. Neanderthals, and all other hominid species that lived at the same time as us. I think the hobbit-like Hominids around Indonesia would be cooler to bring back. I think they are called Homo floresiensis, Ibugogo by natives. There's a tale that they coexisted with the humans on the island and stole food from time to time. Got out of hand when they stole a baby and the tribe went down to the Ibugogo village and killed the lot. Carolina parakeet. They are so pretty, or were. The stuffed specimens are pretty. Most northern living and cold tolerant parrot. It's the equivalent of the Japanese snow monkeys. 2005 MySpace scene emo girls. My dream when I was in elementary school. Well, MCR is coming back. Passenger pigeon. They used to block out the sun. Imagine such a sight. There's actually a project in the works where the eventual goal is to clone a bird that resembles the passenger pigeon in form and function. Right now they've been experimenting with testing the proposed genetic engineering method using domestic pigeons. Using domestic breed genetics. If they conclude it has been successful, they may proceed to working with band-tailed pigeons, which are the closest living species related to the passenger pigeon. It's this species which they hope to use as a base from which to clone passenger pigeons. Actually, there's a whole debate on bring back ancient species using stem cells and DNA. Scientists might have the tech to pull it off, but they're afraid of plagues and what kind of ecological ramifications it would have. Didn't the last time they tried the specimen lived like 8 minutes? The thylacine Tasmanian tiger. Such a majestic creature did not deserve to go extinct. Humans suck. Rumors are it's not extinct. Mammoths. They were apparently super tasty. It's crazy to think that mammoths were still around for 500 years after the pyramids of Giza. Not the mammoths most people think of when you say mammoths though. What you're referring to is a small population of pygmy mammoths up on the islands north of Siberia. They were definitely mammoths, but they also didn't grow above 6 feet tall. The obvious choice would be Deinonychus, a giant dinosaur alligator. Why? Because it'd cause chaos and wouldn't be as easy to kill as a very obvious T-Rex. Raptors work too now I think about it. SCP is requesting your location. All the Pleistocene megafauna, so mammoths, ground sloths, the California tapir, glyptodonts, the European lion, the Ice Age spotted hyena, short-faced bears, diprotodons, Merck's rhinoceros, sloth lemurs, elephant birds, moas, dire wolves, the straight-tusked elephant, saber-toothed cats, gomphotheres, Civatherium, steppe bison, terrestrial crocodiles, megalania, short-faced kangaroos, the marsupial lion, thylacine, various mainland giant tortoises, quagga, megaloceros, and the list goes on. That is an excellent list, and I appreciate that you included the sloth lemur, though. A couple of my favorites, notably the giant ground sloth and the giant beaver, really should be on there explicitly. The ivory-billed woodpecker, the Lord God bird. There have been many efforts to see if they are still around after reported sightings in the 1990s and since, but no conclusive proof that they are not extinct. Quetzalcoatlus, beautiful thing. It would probably end many lives but beautiful nonetheless. I'd rather not have flying giraffes. Flying, man-eating, giraffes. Decent politicians. I thought those were pure myth and legend. Sorta like the Cyclops and Gorgons. The giant fungi from the Silurian period, 400 million years ago. I need a 20 feet tall mushroom so I can have enough mushrooms to eat on steak night. Then I could finally be a proper smurf with a house and everything. Now I just need to become blue. Dabba-dee-da-bee-da. Velociraptors. Have fun BS. The real answer here is the Utahraptor. Up to 2,000 kilograms of weight. Well over 5 meters long. With a 25 centimeters long claw on each foot. And serrated teeth. Velociraptors were just little chickens in comparison to those beasts. By far my favorite dinosaurs. Utahraptor sounds like Mormon apocalyptic event. Those gigant dragonflies because they look big enough to ride. They cannot live on our planet anymore. They were around when we had a lot more oxygen in our atmosphere. Nowadays there is too little for insects to become this large. Birds from Rio. They are still around but not in the wild. Spix's macaws are only in breeding sanctuaries to hopefully one day release them. Megalodon. Ah. Just what I wanted to say after watching What If. It'd be a horrendous idea, but so frickin' cool. My inspiration was Shark Week years ago. Hominid. Then I'd take huge bucket of popcorn and watch people debate about racism, homo conditions and so on. Plesiosaurs. Bold of you to assume there isn't one in Loch Ness. Silphium. And are about 100 other herbs, weeds, and foods we've lost. For those who don't know, this was the ancient world's most effective and popular contraceptive, though it had other uses too. Romans supposedly overcultivated it into extinction. It's also believed this is where the heart shape comes from, as this is shape of a silphium seed. Irish elk. It is a 7-foot deer with their antlers span up to 12 feet. They would go extinct again because their antlers are too damn heavy, and some crazy A country would think their antlers cure ball cancer or something. I'm pretty sure there was a species of crocodile that could run, so I want that back. Perfect pet for Florida man. Bold of you to assume Florida man's vast power hasn't enabled him to bring one back, but it died epically in a lightsaber duel with Florida man. Ye Dinosaur. It's like a long-tailed bird with bat wings. Basically a mini wyvern covered in feathers, with suggestions of woolly mammoths and other fun things to die to popping up in this thread. The one I support the most definitely has to be the literal effine dragon. The bananas that the candy banana flavor is based on. Look it up. Banana flavor is based on the Gros Michel banana. Not extinct, just very rare. Not even very rare. They just ship poorly and we have vast farms of Cavendish and amazing supply chains to make them ubiquitous. On pretty much any given day, you can order a gross Michelle online from the right vendors who will carefully ship you one. It's called the Big Mike, and it still exists. It's just kinda rare, huh? Woolly rhino and woolly mammoth. I think the northern hemisphere could do with some more megafauna. The south hogs it all. I want the giant sloths. White rhinos, considering they only just went extinct. Northern white rhino. The southern white rhino is the most numerous species of rhino. Saber-toothed tiger. Here kitty kitty, I got a nice juicy ham for ya. Elephant birds. Just think of emus, but 3 times the size. The Great Emu War v 2.0.